Well, my house was built in 1999 or 98, and I replaced my ACs last year because I was having to get Freon, and my and it was costing like $600 an AC.
Wow.
So because they charge like $125
Right.
per pound, compressed pound.
I feel like I
So
remember that.
So I ended up spending $18,000 for new ACs.
Oh, look at this. We got some people piping in. Doug in San Francisco. Old tanks, empty heating oil, but they're there still and they need to be removed. What were they using? Whale oil? Sorry. That's a funny joke, though.
Propane, come on.
Propane, I understand, but it's
Natural gas.
So inspections are $200 or more for tanks. If any of you aren't taking notes, next time you're on your next inspection on an old house, you might want to look at all this stuff. Doug Ranger. I was an electrical contractor for 27 years, and aluminum wiring was popular in Orlando, Florida. And they actually made torquing screwdrivers so that the screws were not over tightened. I never met anyone that used that type of screwdriver. That's crazy. See what you learn on this call. It's almost turned educational. Number 9, they use fuel much like kerosene for underground heating case. I understand, Alex. The joke, though, is whale oil. It goes back to the 1800s. You're kind of ruining the joke with real logic, Alex. Foundation cracks. This is real in California. This is, I can tell you this is an investor pet peeve with Robert Fregoso, my investor. Like, he's obsessed with clearing cracks when he's redoing a house. Like, it's his whole thing in life to get rid of every foundation crack. How bad is the crack situation out there for you, David? Or does it even matter?
It's prevalent. Yeah, but we don't generally have to repair them. We just disclose them.
Yeah, Robert is upset. Like, I've watched our rehab bills go through the roof because Robert wants to clear cracks in the driveway, in the foundation that are in the living room because it's there. Like, he can't. It's like an OCD thing. Number 10.
Well,
yes.
With him, it probably is. Well,
yeah, no. With him, it's.
Well, the one thing about Robert, when he does the job, he does the job. He doesn't do it halfway. He goes all the way in.
I would like to insert my complaint here, but I believe that it has made my company quite a bit of money, so I should just shut my pie hole.
So that's why let him do what he does.
Let him do what he does, as long as it makes money.
The world's a happier place.
It just seems to extend those projects indefinitely. Number 10, environmental hazard. At the top of the list, asbestos, of course. Still in floor tiles, it's everywhere, actually. Termites, mold, lead paint. This is their number 1. This is the one that adds up the most. What was your worst horror story on an inspection, David?
It just happened like 2 weeks ago. So I listed the house. The guy discloses that he put a new roof on it. He fails to disclose that he put a new roof on it because the old roof was leaking and water was in the house. And that the reason he did all the repairs was because of the water damage. We sell the house. They do the inspection. And they find mold in the attic, mold in the garage, and the seller just wants to argue that there's no mold, that he has asthma, and if there was mold, it'd be a problem. Well, the buyer submitted a request for repairs for $20,000 to be able to correct it. We did some subsequent research. We're able to get it remediated for under $6,000. And we went back to the seller or to the buyer. The buyer agreed that they would let that as long as it got a clear termite report, because the contractor was going to warrant it for 2 years. And the seller didn't want to do the $6,000, wanted to find a less expensive way to do it. And the buyer canceled. House is now off the market. They were closing in 2 weeks, and the house is now off the market. He's upset, and it's my fault that I couldn't hold the deal together.
Of course, it's always the realtor's fault that you couldn't hold the deal together.
Yeah.
It's never the buyer or the seller. Doug writes from San Francisco, I've seen old houses that had gas lighting where the old gas pipes were used as conduit when the house was wired for electricity. Wow. I expect that out of San Francisco, maybe New York, places that have histories dating back to the 18. I would assume it has to happen. The oldest that I think I've ever encountered here in Southern California for rehabs, we saw a newspaper being used in the walls as filler in some of the really old houses. They'd stuff the walls with really old newspaper to use it as insulation in some of the houses in Glendora. It was crazy. Some of the first settlers to the area. There you go. 10 scariest things. There's your lovely non-distressed property related happy Halloween news story of the week. We hope you all enjoyed it. Go ahead and load up your questions about Monster Marketing. Monster Marketing is a program that is designed to get people face-to-face with distressed property owners. The process is very simple. Select 36 homes. Then go put 36 marketing pieces up. Once you put those 36 marketing pieces, wait. The automated call center routine, it's capture scripts and centers, will read their scripts, capture cell phone, email, set an appointment, and email them to you. Can I stress this to all? Because I've been getting a few emails about this. Putting your actual schedule. Like, one of the things I love about Monster Marketing is the fact that it works around your schedule. As a dad with a daughter who is in the color guard, I'm going to be in the Valley this Saturday. All day, David. All day.
How fun.
Yes, color guard competition at Valley College. All day. All day. And it's not a joke. My daughter has to get up at 4:15 in San Marcos. They won't return to San Diego until midnight if they clear both ends of the competition. That's insane. But it'll teach her a lesson for picking band as her life. So putting your schedules on a weekly basis with your call centers so that you have free time, so that you can go out and trick or treat on tonight if you got small ones, or if you need to go wait in line at the high school to pick up your daughter and be there an hour early because the other parents are all jackasses, show up late, cut you off, or box you in, as they do to me each and every week because I show up responsibly and obey the rules. But I am going to go postal before the end of the school year. It's going to happen. With that said, Doug will be the first question. So go ahead. If you have any questions about that or conversion or any of the steps, please feel free to type them in at this moment. David and I will answer them for you. Doug writes, how are Property Radar and Atom data for accuracy? Good question. So Realty Track at Property Radar, a.k.a. Atom data. I just talked to the Property Radar people, David. They've been watching the new webinars I've been putting out, and I've been using Property Radar as the running examples. I like Property Radar. I just really liked, to be perfectly honest, Doug, I really liked Realty Tracks. Seem to have more specifics in their data searching. I'm a data nerd. The guy who pulls data for Atom Data is Darren Blumquist, and he's a data nerd. So their previous program that they were running allowed some very weird and finite selections of data that I can't see out of Property Radar. Now, the only people that really affects are, how do I say this? Investors who are looking for very specific products, a nerd like me who's looking for a very specific group of people. Property Radar is very general, in my opinion. The regular Atom data search is very general, and their data is the best outside of you go into the courthouse or county recorder's office. How has your data been going with Property Radar as of late, David?
It's fine. I mean, our big challenge is making sure that we have enough data. So we've really been expanding, our search. So we're just doing a lot more notice of defaults. But Property Radar is still my favorite source for data. It's the easiest to use, and if you get the upgraded program, you're going to get the most accurate data.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I shouldn't experiment at some point. I was supposed to tag this week. I did not tag. I'm thinking of experimenting again with 30, 60, 90 data. The problem is the rollover rate with 30, 60, 90 data. I will say this because I have friends who are in the data pulling field. They pull it from credit reports, and you cannot get specific 30, specific 60, specific 90. If you could, I would tell you guys all to get 90-day late data. That's perfect. That's slightly pre-NOD. 91 days, it falls into that percentage of not paying again. Like everything about a 91-day delinquency data report would be perfect. However, I guess 5 years ago, is that when they told us, David? About 5 years ago, we were informed that all the data, 30, 60, and 90, is pulled into one bucket, basically. So you don't know if it's 30 days late, 60 days late, or 90 days late. So it doesn't make any sense. And 30 is going to be the highest portion of people late on their payments. But man, if you could actually get real 91-day lates, that would be literally ideal, Doug. Second question, James Bodie. Which call center you recommend? All my calls are being refused. Really?
Not the call center.
It's not the call center. It's not the call center. And if they're calling, that's good. Have you tried following up with those people? Because you've got all their phone numbers, James. And I'll show you guys a real easy way to do that. I like people who turn down the appointment, right? You can easily use Sly Broadcast. Here it is on the screen for all of you, right? Sign in. I'll send out after the call, I'll send a link that'll get you guys like free credits to try it out. But we've done this a million times. You log in. I haven't used it in a while. I've been having Kevin hard dial everybody, which is amusing to me. You just create a campaign. It's really step-by-step and easy, James. We got a deal literally from someone who denied our first appointment. And they wanted to meet Kevin at a park by a police station because it was kind of creepy, according to the homeowner. But we met them, got the deal. And it was somebody who initially turned down our deal. All we did was create a recording and then send it out. That's it. It's as simple as that. Slybroadcast.com. I'll send you guys a link. It'll give you some free credits after the call. What do you say in the recording? It's different. You don't Sly Broadcast at all, do you, David?
We do. We have I can tell you what my recording is. If
Sure.
people want to know what we do for Sly Broadcast, they can send me an email. And I'm looking it up right now while we chat, and I gladly would tell them what it is. I'll see if I can find it fast to read it.
And I'll do this for the broadcast because I know it goes out over large channels to large numbers of people. So here, mine are really simple. Hi, I'm a homeowner advocate. I recently brought you some information and just wonder if you need some help with your loan mod or alternatives to foreclosure. Here's my number. Give me a call. I don't even say names. Oh, no, I say I'm Kevin. I do say I'm Kevin.
Yeah. So here's my slide dial message. I have an email message for declined packages too when we get it. And we also have a letter that we can send to them. But basically says, hey, this is David with Home Loan Advocates. As part of our public outreach for homeowners facing foreclosure, we prepared a package that provides important information to help you stay in your home, eliminate negative equity, or get cash or other assistance for moving. Our primary objective is to help you keep your home out of foreclosure and to make sure that you understand all your options and have the information needed to make the best decision for you and your family.